You're watching Samuel Goodwin on YouTube, and more than a quarter of the year is done, so let's check out how far I've gotten on my goals this year. First, let's start with skateboarding, because for the first time in this whole year, this skate park is actually dry. I wanted to get started making sure all my tricks were ready for a much bigger transition. So here I'm working on my axle stalls, making sure my knees are bent when I land, and I'm not trying to weirdly straight leg things. And then I got started drilling my rock to fakies and my fakie rocks. This when you go backwards like this right here. Here I just want to be as comfortable as possible and even comfortable enough to pump out of it so that when I do this on bigger transition, it'll be okay. Next, I worked on drilling one of the harder transition tricks I know, which is the rock and roll, which unfortunately I guess I forgot how to do because it's been several months before I could even try to do it. I did finally land at least a few though, like that. Want to kind of focus?
Yes,
I've also been working this quarter on being able to eventually do a kickflip. So I'm really trying to get this motion down so that I can reliably get the board to flip over. Sometimes it actually does work, but a lot of times it gets a little out of control.
that's usually what happens.
While I was here, I gave at least a few tries to a frontside axle stall where you're facing away from the bowl when you get up on top of the coping. And I actually almost landed it. If you've been following along with my videos, you know that I've technically met my first goal, which was to ollie onto something, as seen here. My goal in Yoyo was to come up with a freestyle that takes about 1 minute to perform, and so far I've come up with a string of tricks that I can do that take about 30 seconds, and that's what you're looking at here. I'm working on getting it super clean, but I'm actually really happy with it. I'm also in the process of learning this other combo that I think will make a interesting second half, perhaps. The trick at this point is to be able to reliably do all of these steps, like at one time, which is harder than I thought it would be. In photography, nothing I've done has been published yet, but I was asked to make video of a wedding, which is also pretty important, I think. In Japanese, I'm continuing to work with my friend Mari to work on my speaking. She even organizes group things so that we can speak to random people from Japan who are curious about foreigners, to have practice with speaking for different kinds of people. I also played through the new Paper Mario game in Japanese, which was a lot of fun because it's actually a pretty adorable game. And if you don't pay attention to what they're saying in Japanese, you basically can't finish the game. Like there's all kinds of critical clues and things that you need in order to figure out what you even need to do. So it's like actual critical reading and not just flavor text. So that's how things are going. The only goal that I haven't mentioned is my one for writing music. And then the song I've been working on is not quite done yet, but actually you've been hearing part of it at the end of every episode for the last few weeks now. So if you haven't heard it, then go watch another episode or watch right now because you're going to hear it some more now.